So Ignatius had this idea of the local to be able to serve those right at your doorstep in the city, to be able to learn from those who are at our doorstep, but also to go beyond. At his canonization, the Pope at the time said about St. Ignatius Loyola that his heart was big enough to fit the whole world. And I think when we have generous hearts and we have this idea that we're open to growth, we want to explore, we want to learn more about the world.
Being in the city, you have the margins on your doorstep. BC High is about stories, it's about context. So our ability for our boys to understand context, to walk with others, particularly those in the margins, relies on our capacity to put them in the margins. And we have that there being a city school.
There's so many different sites right here in Boston that have had our BC High boys out there kind of direct service with people. They've spent sometimes upwards of 40 or 60 hours in these places building relationships with people. And I think when you spend that much time with other people, people that are different from you, people that have different circumstances, it's impossible for your world not to be opened up in a new way. It's impossible for you not to see yourself in a different way or to understand and relate to people in other ways.
You can continue to do service in a local area, or you could even go global. I know many of my friends have done service trips in Belize and Guatemala and all these different places where that is a more global take on service, but I continued to do more local service.
Everyone has done something that has really shaped their lives, whether it be community service at the Boys and Girls Club in Dorchester, or doing the St. Louis Project, or going on retreats that really put you in a state of mind that you're not only doing this for yourself, but for others.
It's a school that's in the city, but it's also a school that has a global focus. So if you go into our dining hall, you're going to see flags from every nation around the world. And there's a significance to all those different flags. It speaks to the different backgrounds we come from just from the city of Boston. They also speak to our global network and how there's Jesuit schools all around the world. And so that plays out in our Hyde Center for Global Education and all the different trips and connections we're able to make with our various Jesuit schools around the world.
One of my favorite things to do here at BC High is being involved with the Hyde Center. Travel is an incredibly important part of my life, and I think it's an incredible part that we can share with our students. We have so many different trips for the kids to go on, so many different experiences and places to be.
I went on a Hyde Center trip last year during Thanksgiving break to Guatemala with a group of students. I feel like that was probably one of my best experiences here at BC High.
Our boys who experience our global program or take the train as a 7th grader or venture into the city on a service project as a 10th grader, they really develop these skills of resilience and courage to be able to push themselves outside their comfort zone, to master some of the skills that students never get.
I wake up earlier than I guess like a normal 7th grader, so I would take the 6:25 train sometimes in Arupe, but I usually took a 7:30 train that would get me here just before school started.
Being around a city that's so vibrant and ready to make a change, I think that excites not only me, but a lot of students at the school.
Taking the train from Cohasset at 5:30 in the morning, being organized at 12 years old to get your stuff together for the day, that to me is a great skill set. All those things that they do really help them to master just life skills. And so our boys are not afraid to venture out to do different things because they've already conquered them at 7th or 8th grade.